Your Honda Civic is a reliable beauty, but let's be honest, those factory seats take a beating faster than you can say road trip. What if you could completely upgrade your ride's interior to luxury status without draining your wallet? I am counting down from number 7 to the absolute best option at number 1, and trust me, you will want to stick around for our top pick because it completely fooled my passengers into thinking I bought a brand new luxury trim. Let's dive right into the countdown. 7 Nilight 5 car seat covers. When I first pulled these out of the box, the faux leather material looked reasonably sleek, offering a smooth, matte finish that seemed like a decent upgrade from standard cloth seats. The diamond stitching pattern down the center gives it a slightly elevated look, trying its best to mimic the interiors of higher-end luxury vehicles. Visually, from outside the car window, they do add a nice touch of modernization to an older Civic interior. When it came to the actual material testing, however, things started to reveal their price point. The PU leather used here feels a bit plasticky to the touch, lacking that buttery softness you get from higher-tier synthetic leathers. During a hot afternoon drive, I noticed the material doesn't breathe particularly well, leaving my back feeling quite warm and clammy after just a 30-minute commute. While it does repel water effectively, my spilled iced coffee wiped right off without leaving a stain. The surface tends to feel sticky against bare skin during the summer months. The installation process was relatively straightforward, utilizing a system of chucks and hooks to secure the covers to the base and backrest. However, because these are a highly universal fit, they struggle to perfectly map the contoured bolsters of the Honda Civic's front seats. I found myself constantly tucking and adjusting the edges to eliminate unsightly wrinkles, and the rear seat cover installation was incredibly frustrating, requiring a lot of stretching and pulling just to align the seatbelt buckles. In day-to-day use, another issue quickly became apparent. Despite the anti-slip backing advertised by Nilight, the bottom seat cushion cover had a habit of shifting around every time I slid in and out of the driver's seat. 6 Giant PANDA fits Honda leather bucket covers. Visually, these offer a much sportier aesthetic, featuring aggressive styling lines and perforated center sections that immediately catch the eye. The two-tone color options are quite striking, and putting these into my Civic definitely gave the cabin a race-inspired vibe that I initially really enjoyed. The material feels slightly thicker than our number 7 pick, giving off an initial impression of better durability. Unfortunately, the promising looks are somewhat overshadowed by the actual feel of the material once you spend some time in the car. While the center sections are perforated, suggesting breathability, the airflow is surprisingly minimal, and the synthetic leather feels unusually stiff. It lacks the suppleness required to conform comfortably to your body, making the seats feel much harder than they actually are. I found that my lower back started to ache a bit on longer highway drives because the stiff material doesn't flex with the factory seat's lumbar support. Installation was where I encountered my biggest headaches with the Giant PANDA covers. They are marketed as a fit for Honda, but the elastic straps provided for securing the covers underneath the seat are surprisingly fragile. During installation, while trying to pull the straps tight to ensure a snug fit around the Civic's lower seat plastics, 2 of the elastic bands completely snapped under moderate tension. This forced me to rig up my own zip tie solution, which is not something you want to be doing right out of the box. Once installed, the fitment was a mixed bag. The upper backrest section fit reasonably well, hugging the shoulders of the seat tightly, but the bottom cushion cover suffered from severe gapping near the side bolsters. Every time I got into the car, I could feel the stiff material folding and creasing under my legs. 5 PASS Universal Fit covers. This is where we start seeing a significant jump in overall quality and user experience. Right away, the PASS covers impressed me with their subtle, elegant design. They don't try too hard to look like race car seats. Instead, they focus on providing a clean, classic leather look that seamlessly blends into the Civic's cabin. The stitching is tight and uniform, and the overall construction immediately feels much more robust in your hands. The synthetic leather used by PASS is a massive step up in comfort. It has a surprisingly soft, slightly textured grain that genuinely mimics the feel of real leather. Underneath the surface, there is a generous layer of sponge padding that drastically improves the comfort of the factory Civic seats. During my daily testing, I noticed a huge difference in how my body felt after a long commute. The extra cushioning absorbs a lot of the minor road vibrations, making for a smooth, plush ride. Installing the PASS covers was an absolute breeze compared to the previous contenders. The straps are made of high-quality, durable elastic that can easily handle the tension required to get a tight fit. Even though it is a universal cover, the dimensions work incredibly well with the 10th and 11th generation Civics. The covers conform beautifully to the seat bolsters without any awkward bridging or bagging, and the zippers used for the rear bench are heavy-duty and glide smoothly, making rear seatbelt access a non-issue. Durability testing proved to be a strong suit for PASS. I subjected these seats to a barrage of tests, including muddy dog paws, spilled soda, and heavy, abrasive denim jeans. 4. Aierxuan 5 Waterproof Leather Protectors. If you are looking for an ultra-premium modern aesthetic, these covers are an absolute knockout. The visual design features a beautiful, intricate geometric stitching pattern that looks incredibly luxurious. As soon as I installed these in my Civic, the entire vibe of the car transformed from a standard commuter to a high-end executive sedan. The lines are incredibly sharp, and the attention to detail on the piping and seams is phenomenal. The material quality on the Aierxuan covers is superb. They use a highly durable, wear-resistant faux leather that feels thick and protective, yet remains soft to the touch. What really sets these apart is their exceptional waterproof capability. I poured an entire bottle of water directly onto the seat cushion, and the liquid just beat it up and sat on the surface without seeping into the seams or the foam underneath. For families with kids or people who frequently eat on the go, this level of spill protection is an absolute game changer. Fitment is where the Aierxuan really shines. These covers feature an incredibly smart wraparound design that encases the sides of the front seats entirely, rather than just sitting on top like an apron. This edge-to-edge coverage means they grip the Civic seats like a second skin. Once you take the time to properly secure the heavy-duty buckles under the seat, they do not move a single millimeter. It honestly looks like the seats were completely reupholstered from the factory. Comfort is another area where these covers excel. The inner foam layer is highly resilient, meaning it doesn't flatten out or lose its shape after weeks of driving. 3 PASS Leather Bling Covers. Now I know what you might be thinking, rhinestones in a Honda Civic, but hear me out, because these covers completely blew away my expectations. I ordered these expecting a novelty item, but what I received was an incredibly well-made, premium set of seat covers that just happens to feature stunning, high-quality crystal accents. The rhinestones are embedded securely along the edges, and the crown logo catching the light beautifully without looking tacky or overwhelming. Beyond the bling, the actual leather quality is top tier. PASS didn't skimp on the base materials. The faux leather used here is thick, supple, and incredibly smooth. Running your hand over the seat feels distinctly premium, and surprisingly, the rhinestones are positioned in a way that they never interfere with your comfort. You don't feel them poking into your back or legs at all while driving. They strictly serve as a gorgeous visual accent that elevates the entire cabin's aesthetic to something truly glamorous. Installing these in the Civic was just as smooth as our previous PASS entry. The universal dimensions are very generous, allowing the covers to drape perfectly over the front bucket seats. The hidden Velcro openings for the headrests are a brilliant touch, keeping the installation looking clean and professional. The rear bench cover comes in multiple pieces connected by high-quality zippers, allowing you to easily accommodate the Civic's 60/40 split folding rear seats without losing any functionality. I was initially worried about the durability of the rhinestones, assuming they might easily pop off if snagged by clothing. To test this, I vigorously rubbed heavy jackets and bags across the seat backs. To my surprise, not a single crystal budged. Number 2. Coverado seat covers. Coverado has built a massive reputation in the automotive accessory world, and these covers show exactly why. Taking these out of the packaging feels like handling genuine Napa leather. The texture is unbelievably soft, featuring a microscopic grain that looks and feels incredibly authentic. The minimalist, elegant design strips away any flashy logos or aggressive lines, opting instead for a refined, OEM Plus look that dramatically matures the Civic's interior. What makes the Coverado covers truly special is their proprietary breathable fabric technology. Unlike traditional PU leather that traps body heat, these covers feature a highly advanced, perforated 3D structured leather. During my road tests in sweltering heat, these covers remained remarkably cool to the touch. The air circulation through the material is genuinely impressive, completely eliminating back sweat and keeping the driver completely comfortable for hours on end. It is a level of climate comfort usually reserved for high-end luxury vehicles. Fitment on the Honda Civic is nothing short of exceptional. Coverado utilizes a highly precise 3D scanning process to design their patterns, and it shows. The covers mold perfectly to the aggressive side bolsters of the Civic's front seats, leaving absolutely no empty space or loose fabric. The installation utilizes a brilliantly designed system of non-slip silicone backing and heavy-duty anchors that lock the covers into the seat crevices so tightly that they feel permanently attached. Durability is off the charts. The premium Napa-style leather is incredibly dense, effortlessly shrugging off sharp keys, heavy pet claws, and accidental tool drops during my testing phase. The multi-layer construction includes a thick rebound sponge that not only adds a layer of supreme cushioning, but also prevents the leather from stretching or wrinkling over time. 1. LUCKYMAN Club 5 Waterproof Leather Covers. Simply put, these covers are the gold standard for the Honda Civic. The moment you slip these over your factory seats, the transformation is breathtaking. The design is sleek, modern, and perfectly proportioned. LUCKYMAN Club uses an ultra-premium, heavy-duty PVC leather that replicates the exact look, feel, and subtle sheen of factory-installed luxury leather seats better than anything else on the market. The tactile experience of the LUCKYMAN Club covers is unmatched. The leather is thick and robust, yet incredibly pliant and soft. The internal padding uses a high-density memory foam-like material that completely changes the comfort dynamic of the Civic. You sink into these seats just enough to feel fully supported without losing posture. Whether navigating tight city corners or cruising for hundreds of miles on the interstate, these covers provide a level of ergonomic comfort that actively reduces driving fatigue. The fitment is an absolute masterstroke. While technically universal, the cut and stitching of the LUCKYMAN Club covers align flawlessly with the specific geometry of the Honda Civic seats. The headrest covers slide on perfectly taut, the seat back wraps tightly around the sides, and the bottom cushion features deeply contoured edges that hug the factory bolsters. When properly installed using the robust steel hooks and chucks, it is virtually impossible to tell that these are aftermarket covers. My friends legitimately thought I had paid a shop thousands of dollars to reupholster the car. In terms of protection and longevity, these are virtually indestructible in a normal daily driving scenario. The waterproof barrier is absolute. The anti-scratch surface scoffs at jeans hardware and pet nails, and the UV-resistant coating ensures they won't fade or crack even if parked in direct sunlight every day.